If you like what I do, consider joining my channel or donating to my coffee. Links in the description. Hey, it's the Metroidvania Guru. Thanks for clicking on this video. It's something that I'm just kind of doing off the cuff. I found something on X. It was a trend. It was people, they were just sharing, I guess, like superlatives of the Metroidvanias that they've played. And I kind of wanted to get in on the action. So I went to grids.fun and found this About Me Metroidvania template that they had, and I decided to fill it in and share it with everybody. It was a whole lot of fun. I spent way too much time on it than I'd like to admit. I took it very seriously, and I was like, man, what really should I put in this category? And so yeah, I shared it. I put it on Reddit, I put it on X, I put it on YouTube, and the reception was actually pretty cool. There were some people. The reactions were not as civil as you would imagine because I don't have Silksong on there. Like, man, I cannot get away with not being all about Silksong. I don't know what it is, but yeah, this is not going to be a Silksong hating video. I do love that game. People act like I hate Hollow Knight and Silksong. I swear I don't. Like, I may do some trolling here and there, but no, I like these games. Anyway, yeah, I just kind of want to go over each category that I have on here, provide some light commentary on it, and yeah, that'll be the video. I thought it might be interesting because a lot of people were coming up with questions and asking my rationale behind why I chose specific games for specific categories, and so here you go. This is my reaction to that, trying to answer your questions. All right, let's move on to the first category, which is favorite game. Oh, and one more thing. I'm going to be putting my favorite track, musical track from each game in each explanation, just cause that sounds cool. All right, let's get started for real. So my favorite Metroidvania is Lilies. If that surprises anybody, then, welcome to the channel. My name is Luke, the Metroidvania Guru, and all I do is talk about how much I love Lilies. I do get people that like, that act like I should be discredited as a Metroidvania enjoyer because I love Lilies so much, and it's like, it is what it is. We're all allowed to have our opinions. I just think it's funny. But yes, I love Lilies. I think it's fantastic. I love it for so many reasons. I love the combat, the story, the atmosphere, the music, absolutely beautiful. There's just something about protecting Lily, this little innocent girl that's being brought into this world, and then she has to rescue her former rescuers, if you will, or the people that were supposed to protect her. And it comes full circle, and then the whole like mother-ish piece about it, I don't know, it just really resonates with me, and I just think it's super fantastic game. I don't know if any game will top it. Like, there's got to be a game that's going to come out that's better than Lilies, but a lot of times when it comes to your favorite game, it's really just, it hits you at just the right moment in your life, and you're like, yes, I love this, and that's Lilies for me. Best story, I gave it to Hollow Knight. A lot of people were very surprised, especially with all the Lilies glazing I just did. A lot of people really thought 9 Souls should be there, and that's hard to argue because that game's story is just absolutely fantastic. But I ultimately gave it to Hollow Knight simply because well, not simply, I mean, it is good. I mean, like, the actual writing and stuff for the game is fantastic, but yes, Hollow Knight's story launched hundreds of YouTube careers, and it did it because it is so good. There's I call it archaeological storytelling, which is very like Dark Soulsy, right? Where you get all of your information from NPCs, from environmental storytelling, from item descriptions. Hollow Knight does this very well, and I got some pushback from some people. One individual in particular said that Hollow Knight doesn't have a story, which is like bonkers to me, because I mean, like then what do you call the character arcs in it, right? I mean, that those are like little stories within the overarching narrative, right? Like what happens to Cloth, and what happens to Tiso, and what happens to the mighty Zote. So yeah, there's all these like side stories within Hollow Knight, because characters are story, you know what I mean? And Hollow Knight has some absolutely charming characters, not just in design, but in what they do. And I love, again, it goes back to like how Dark Souls and Soulsborne's approach their characters and their quest lines and whatnot, where it's just like, these stories are going to happen regardless of your interaction with these characters. It just makes things feel so alive. So yeah, when it comes to best story, I take all that into account. You know, the delivery, the actual lore, the content of the story, the arcs, the characters, all of it. And I just think Hollow Knight does it very, very well. Favorite art style, I'm giving it to Cookie Cutter. Cookie Cutter reminds me a lot of Doug Tenapel and Ren and Stimpy and cartoons of the 90s. And I actually spoke with Stefano, and he, who is the director and the main artist of the game, and he had never actually watched Ren and Stimpy, or I don't know if he played Earthworm Jim, but he doesn't credit Doug Tenapel as an influence. But man, they are so similar, and because of that familiarity, I just really resonated with what's going on in Cookie Cutter. And Cookie Cutter is such a cool time capsule for people our age. I'm talking, you know, me and Stefano, because he was really into like the same kind of music that I'm into, all the same stuff like movies and video games. So it was cool to see him do all these homages within the Cookie Cutter universe. And again, I love the animation. Like, Stefano is incredibly talented. That entire team is super talented. And I just really resonated with what was going on with Cookie Cutter. Biggest personal impact goes to Castlevania Symphony of the Night. I think that's pretty obvious. It's really kind of the game, the Metroidvania that made Metroidvania fans. We had Metroid fans, of course, but Metroidvania wasn't even a thing until Symphony of the Night appeared. And I know it was more influenced by Zelda and you know whatnot. But anyway, yeah, Symphony of the Night just. I still play that game every year in October. I bust it in and I play, and I always feel like I find something new every time I play that game. It's so incredible how stacked that game is. I seriously have probably beaten that game 40 plus times. And so yeah, biggest personal impact, gotta give it to Symphony. It planted the seed of the Metroidvania and my love for the genre, and I gotta give it its flowers. Best combat goes to Nine Souls. I am not a parry guy. If you've watched my content, you probably have picked up on that because I say it all the time. But the parry system in Nine Souls works so incredibly well. It all has to do with the internal bleeding mechanic, where it's like, if you miss a parry, you still will parry and block it, but you'll take some damage. But that damage can be recovered over time, or if you do more perfect parries, or however you build your character. And because there's this grace given to the parry system, it works fantastically, as well as the parry being so quick. Like, I could do it mid-attack, mid-combo, and pull off a parry, and it's so satisfying. And then the synergy with the parrying and the, I can't remember what it's called now, I guess the chi system, I think is what it's called, where you dash through them and plant that basically a bomb on them and then it explodes. Like, that synergy is fantastic. I love it. Next up is Overhated Afterimage. I actually got some pushback on this, and it was funny because some people were like, do people actually hate Afterimage? And then I'll get comments or people would just be like, Afterimage isn't overhated, it's just a bad Metroidvania, which effectively proves my point. But yeah, I've been around for a while, and I would talk to people, and when it comes to Afterimage, they'll tell you that it's just too big, it makes no sense, the story is stupid, and the progression's dumb. And the thing about all of that is that there's a kernel of truth in everything they say, but despite all of it, I still love Afterimage for everything else that it does. I love that it's so big. I love that it is so opaque in a lot of areas, not just in its story, but even in its progression. Like, there's this one part where you are blocked from this area, and the only way to get through is to find a specific rune, which these rune stones are like your healing charges. And when you find that rune stone, that healing charge, then you can go to the place that you were blocked off at, and now it's unlocked. And the game never tells you this. Nothing is ever explained. And this is the first and only time this happens. And I kind of love stuff like that. But yeah, I feel like Afterimage is, for the quality of game that it is, I feel like it's overhated for the wrong reasons. Underrated, I gave it to Biomorph. Biomorph is such a fantastic game. It does all the things that I want a Metroidvania to do. It's incredibly open with its exploration. The progression is really, really cool and unique. Like, not only are you getting like a charm type system and stuff like that, and many different types of weapons that you can equip to your character, but it also has that kind of like Kirby-esque thing where if you kill a character and then you ingest their biomass or whatever, you can then turn into that character and use all their skills. And then if you do it so often to so many of those monsters, then you can permanently equip them. And it's really cool and it's really fun. The game has multiple endings. Its quality of life is fantastic. Like, it has like a map, and then like the borders around each area in the map will turn gold once you've found everything in that area. And you can unlock something at the end where it keeps track of completion. I love little things like that. And the fast travel is a little, but overall, because the game is so open and like the biomes are so cool, Biomorph, I just think it's so underrated. Overrated, Metroid Dread. I got a lot of heat for this one. And it's just weird because it's like people either hate me for it or they're like, yeah, 100%, I agree with you. It's so crazy. And here's the thing, I love Metroid Dread. There's a lot to love about it. I love the 360-degree aiming. I love the kind of the parry melee system that Samus has in it, which was not introduced in this, but anyway, it's awesome. I think the graphics are fantastic, but there are things about it that I don't love. Like, I think the game is too guided and it's way too linear. I know for high-level players, there's a lot of sequence breaks that you can do, but like, by and large, the game likes to trap you and guide you and make you go certain ways. And once the game does open up, it's like not really that interesting. I don't think the biomes in Metroid Dread are great. They're all way too samey to me. And it comes down to like the art direction, and it's tough for me to explain. You can see it. I'm going to show footage up on the screen, but you can see it when it's just so much black, so much void, right? Instead of using that space for interesting architecture or sci-fi wiring or something like that, it's just darkness. I don't know, just the overall art direction isn't my favorite, even though I think the game has a lot of great models and overall looks fantastic, but I just think the art direction didn't hit what I wanted it to hit. And because of that, it made a lot of the biomes feel pretty samey to me. Needs a remake? I gave it to Monster Tale. I don't know if I've talked about Monster Tale on the channel. I think I did a top 10 and put Monster Tale on there. But it's just like it's a pet simulation slash Metroidvania. It was on the DS, and so the bottom screen was the monster that you're raising, and then the top screen is like the game, the action, right? And so I think her name is Ellie, and Ellie can like shoot. It's like a run and gun, but she can also hit with her purse. It's been so long since I've played the game, and I just kind of want to play it again on like a modern console. I remember the devs or somebody saying that they were working on a port of it like 5 years ago. That never came to fruition, and that makes me sad. But yeah, I would love to play the game again. It's a really cool premise, and I'd like to see, even if we don't get a remake, maybe a sequel, I don't know, or both, do that. Best biomes and environment goes to Blasphemous, and it's not even close for me. Like, I love everything Blasphemous does. I've never been so captivated by a game in my life. And as much as I love the story and the atmosphere, and believe me, when I chose Blasphemous, I was also taking into account the game's atmosphere. Like, it all comes to make great locales, the biomes, and such fantastic environments. Like where olive trees wither. I'm trying to do this stuff off the top of my head. So, but yeah, there's like where the olive trees wither, and there's like the something of the lady of the charred visage or whatever. Like the names were crazy, and like the visuals were nuts, and the Gothic architecture is really just fantastic, and it's also gruesome and just God, I love it. Yes. Favorite protagonist I gave to Soma Cruz from Aria and Dawn of Sorrow. If you don't know who Soma Cruz is, bit of spoilers, but he is the reincarnation of Dracula. And he just looks cool to me, you know, just like there's like this effeminate kind of quality of him that just fits the supernatural ness of him. Yeah, again, I'm doing this unscripted if you can't tell. But yeah, I love Soma Cruz. I love the fact that he's Dracula reincarnated, and I love the struggle that he has within himself of like, do I let the demon out? Do I let Dracula take over? Am I going to be evil? And then you got Alucard and Julius and them kind of keeping tabs on him, and it's kind of cool. I just love it, and I would love to see more of Soma, and I think they've closed the chapter on Soma, but if they ever brought Soma back for a Metroidvania, or I'm sorry, a Castlevania game, it'd be fantastic. Best bosses goes to Nine Souls. This is actually the only double entry that I do in this entire template. Nine Souls, it just makes sense that, best combat went to Nine Souls. Why wouldn't it also get best bosses? That's 90% of the combat. Maybe not 90%, but when you think about a game and its combat, it's about the bosses too. How does the boss challenge the players, right? Because that's what a good boss does. It takes all the skills that you've acquired up to a point and then tests you at an extreme level on those skills. And Nine Souls does that spectacularly. And not only that, but I found all of Nine Souls' bosses incredibly memorable. Of course, you got Igong at the end, which is the hardest boss almost ever, easily in Metroidvanias, but probably in all of video games. I know Melania from Elden Ring is tough, but I don't know, you just throw a frozen pot at her and it stops that stupid move. So there's so many ways around Melania, but Igong, you gotta quote unquote get good or you ain't beating her. I know so many people who fought Igong and it took them if not hours, days to figure her out. But Igong aside, there's the twins, that's a great fight. You got Jin, the femboy that does all the magic and is prophetic and whatnot. He was really cool. The very first boss before you get to Kwafu, General, I can't remember the name, but that Minotaur looking thing, that's one of the coolest first bosses in Metroidvanias. It not only looks cool, it's not only an epic fight, but man is it just really just tell you to sink or swim. It's hey, this is a game about parrying, and if you haven't picked it up by this point, you ain't going any further. So it's a good gatekeep boss, and this is fantastic. And then, of course, Lady Ethereal, that's my favorite boss in the entire game. She was so hard, but so fun. It's so funny because it's took me so long to beat her, but now I can fight her, and it's just nothing. I beat her really quickly. But getting to that point, that's where the real fun is. It's yeah, there's so many of Nine Souls bosses are just so memorable and just so great. Even remember the naked dude? He's smoking a hookah and he's naked and whatever. Best soundtrack I gave to Mio, Memories in Orbit. I actually didn't get a whole lot of pushback on this. A lot of people, if you've played Mio, you know, its music's really good. Some of the music is so good, it's on near Automata levels. It just with the vocalizing and whatnot, it's just, it's so beautiful. And just how that music complements the visuals and the story, it really is just fantastic. I don't know what song I'm playing right now, but it's probably amazing. I do it in post. Most unique goes to Dragon Loop. I love this game. It just got a physical release and it blows my mind because I did not see this little indie title made by 2 developers in China. I did not see them getting this far and making a game physically like this. And because I played Dragon Loop when it first came out and it was kind of busted, didn't really work all that well, and localization was really bad and whatever. But the game was totally fixed. They made it such a 180 and it's so good. But anyways, what makes it so unique is not just that every ability in the game is really weird and strange and unique, like the mech spider that you can shoot drones and then go into the background, or the surfboard that lets you fly, or what's the other one? The box that makes you bounce. I mean, there's so many weird abilities in this game, but what really truly makes it unique is how the game has a 5-day loop, and it turns the entire map into a puzzle, because if you go through certain like gates, it makes time progress a day, and once you hit day 5, it's game over and you gotta start the loop all over again. And so there's this one part where basically you have to navigate the entire world without hitting the 5-day limit, and that final section is so incredible. I don't know, it's like, I'm trying not to spoil too much, but yeah, it's so freaking cool. Runner up for this one was actually Ultros. That game is also incredibly unique for a lot of different reasons, but I just found Dragon Loop to be more unique and also just more fun than Ultros. Not usually my thing, and I gave it to Laika, Aged Through Blood. I put this as like a D in my Metroidvania tier list because it is almost not a Metroidvania. Like it has an interconnected world and it has ability gating, but there's like 2 abilities in the entire game, and it's a 20-hour game, so it's like, I don't know, it was just kind of a missed opportunity. But despite all that, I still loved it, even though I sucked at it too. Like, I would fall on my head so much in that game and die, and I lost so much. I never had money in the game because I was dying so much, because you die, you lose half your money, and then if you die, you lose half your money, and then if you die so much, then you like the money bags start disappearing. Kind of sucked, but I still loved it, and it was because the soundtrack is fantastic. I don't know what song I'm playing here, but I have a few ideas. But yeah, the soundtrack is so good. The story is beautiful. Bring a tissue, man. It's just great. And the way that combat feels like a puzzle, where you gotta like do flipping and shooting and reloading and stuff like that, it's really, really cool. So if you haven't played it, definitely give it a shot. Best platforming, give it to Pop the Lost Crown. This is another one I didn't really get a whole lot of pushback on. Some people were like, hey, what about Guacamelee, which I almost put in there, or hey, what about Mio, another game that I almost put in there, but I ultimately gave it to Prince of Persia because platforming is pretty much the entirety of that game. Like, don't get me wrong, the combat's pretty fun. I loved the parry system in it, and like the over-the-top anime like cutscenes when you pulled off parries or you missed them against the bosses, you still got destroyed, and it showed you in an elaborate cutscene. But you're just platforming so much in Prince of Persia, and there's like, and it just feels so great too. And I really like the Xerxes coins, where you have to like do like this platforming feat, grab the coin, and then get to a safe area to be able to collect it. Just absolutely fantastic. So the fact that there's so much platforming, because this is like a 20-hour game, 20-hour game, and like 80+% of it is platforming, you love to see it. And it just, because Sargon just felt so good to control too. Yeah, I had to give best platforming to Pop. Somber Echoes got best puzzles. I'm not a puzzle guy, another kind of motif that you'll hear me saying a lot if you listen to my content. But yeah, not a puzzle guy, but Somber Echoes kind of tricks you. Like, the game starts out very combat, and it stays combat heavy, don't get me wrong, but it's very combat heavy and very exploration heavy. And then about the midway through the game, you get a move, I don't know, it's called like the Supernova, I forget what it's called, but you basically have to use this move to bust open certain walls so you can advance. And it becomes this like really elaborate puzzle where you have to use the game's ether lanterns. You use them as like points to shoot off in different directions. It's really hard to explain, but it's really, really fun. It forces you to work backwards in order to solve these puzzles. And so you're putting your ether lanterns at certain junctions so that you can shoot in different ways. So you finally take out the wall. It's a whole lot of fun, really unique, and I haven't really seen too many games do that. Best abilities I gave to Vernal Edge. I don't know if a lot of people have played this one, but it's pretty good. And the abilities in it, she gets so much and so many, and she's so fast. Like you've played Ori and the Will of the Wisps, right? And like Ori moves fast, but I'm pretty sure Vernal moves faster. And like she does like this kick jump, and she wall runs, she literally flies. She does this like slide down slopes and stuff. It's like she does so many cool things going in between realities. It's like really, really awesome. So if you haven't played Vernal Edge, I highly recommend it. It's pretty good. Best progression I gave to GRIME. I'm a big fan of Soulsvanias, and GRIME is one of the best. What I like about it is so much. Like, of course, you got like your leveling system, you have stats, you have weapons that scale with certain stats. You also have gear, and the gear comes with different bonuses if you're into that, which I totally am. So yeah, like getting those set bonuses for them. And then there's the hunt points, where if you kill certain enemies or a certain amount of enemies, you collect some hunt points, you can get like permanent buffs and things like that. It's really cool stuff. Just one of my favorite progression systems around. And the last one here is game everyone should play, and I gave it to Death's Gambit Afterlife. I specifically gave it to Death's Gambit Afterlife because it is one of my favorite Metroidvanias, but mainly because not a lot of people have played Death's Gambit Afterlife after the expansion. They've only played Death's Gambit. And if you played Death's Gambit, I understand why you wouldn't think Death's Gambit Afterlife is a good game, because you don't know the difference. Now, I'm not being condescending. I have talked to a lot of people, and they've only played vanilla Death's Gambit. They haven't tried it with Afterlife. The vanilla Death's Gambit is very much a mediocre, at best, Souls-like. But the Afterlife expansion, which came like, I don't know, 2 or 3 years after the game launched, it made Death's Gambit into a full-fledged Metroidvania. And so for that reason right there, like, if you played Death's Gambit and didn't like it, I urge you to try Death's Gambit Afterlife. It's a completely different experience. Not only is it a different experience, but it's actually quite fantastic. Exploration's great, combat's great, progression's great. Again, I love my Soulsvanias. So yeah, I think everyone should try Death's Gambit Afterlife. Before I wrap this up, I want to mention that Pam from Cannot Be Tamed left a comment, and she made a really good point. She said that there should be an exploration slot here, and I agree. Again, I didn't make this template. I got this from grids.fun. But yeah, 100% agree. There should be an exploration slot here, and if I had to fill that slot in, it would go to Afterimage, which would make it the second game that appeared on this template twice. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching. If you want to do all the YouTube things for me, like, subscribe, share, give me your hype points. If you got hype points to give, I appreciate those. And if you want to play along, I have a link to this template in the description and pinned comment. Feel free to fill it out, and if you want, you can share it on my Discord, or you can post it on X and tag me or something like that. I'd love to see what you guys would put in these slots. Anyway, my throat hurts from talking too much. Until next time, later, nerds.